this thing. All right. So BMAS number 9. Finally got my desktop set up. That's another thing. I have to stop mumbling with my words. I realized from watching these videos that I talk like 50 Cent, like I talk with my mouth closed. So I'm going to try and start actually articulating better. So number 9, and I'm gonna do Enlil. So yeah, we're gonna do ancient Sumeria. Um, so yeah, apparently this guy was a Sumerian god of the sky, and I hear a lot about Enki. Like I've heard the name Enki often. Haven't really heard much about Enlil, so I'm going to be yeah, we're going to be studying about Enlil for about 30 minutes to 16 minutes, and I'm going to try and learn as much as I can. Here we go. Okay, so Enlil, also known as Elil, and Nunamir, Nunamnir, was a Sumerian god of the air in the Mesopotamian pantheon, but this was more powerful than any other elemental deities, and eventually was worshipped as king of the gods. He is featured in a number of important Mesopotamian texts as the greatest of the gods after his father. Who is Enlil's father? Okay, so Enlil is the son of the god of the heavens Anu, and formed a triad with Anu and Enki, which governed the heavens, earth, and underworld. He is considered to be the firstborn son of An and the brother of goddess Aruru. Enlil is born to Ki, the goddess of earth, or Kai. I feel like that should be Kai. I think that's pronounced Kai. The goddess of earth, and Antu, the goddess of the sky. Wait, he was born from 2 women? Okay, it's interesting. All right, son of Anu, and okay, so Enki is his brother. Wait, yeah, okay, so Enki is his brother. I'm pretty sure Enki is his brother. Okay, or I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't think gods do gender, so I don't know. Anyway, um, after Anu, Enlil was the most powerful of the Mesopotamian gods, keeper of the tablets of destiny, which contains the fates of gods and humanities, and considered an unstoppable force whose decisions could not be questioned. The city of Nippur was the central seat of Enlil's worship at the temple ziggurat, known as the Mountain House, described as glistening and magnificent in the hymn Enlil in the Iker. But he is also honored in Babylon and other cities. He is the only god with direct access to Anu, who controlled the universe, and was highly respected for this position. But at the same time, his decisions seem to be final without regard to Anu, and so it can seem unclear what Anu's influence over Enlil was. Although his name translates as Lord of Air, he is clearly considered much more than a sky god. He is referred to as father of the black-headed people, the Sumerians. Hmm. And father of the gods in some inscriptions, but other ancient texts make clear that Enki conceived of creating human beings, and the gods were either born of Anu and Uras, heaven and earth, or according to Babylonian Enuma Elish, from Apsu and Tiamat, fresh and salt water. Scholar Stephen Bertman tries to clarify Enlil's position. If Anu was the heavenly chairman of the board, Enlil was the heavenly corporation's CEO or chief executive officer. Okay, okay. So he's like Bezos. His cosmic headquarters. Well, Bezos is the owner though. So he's like, I don't know what he is. Who is the CEO of Amazon? Okay, he's like this guy. Who the heck is this guy? Okay. Um, that's a bad example. His cosmic headquarters were based at Nippur. Where is Nippur? Oh, Iraq. Oh, they don't tell you that, dude. So we've been bombing a Sumerian ancient city. That's crazy. And I just learned the other day that I think Iran is Persia. I didn't know that. Why did they change the name? Okay. Let's see. Let me make sure that my camera is not. Uh, hold on. I think my camera is twisted. Okay. I had to make sure my camera was straight. Here we go. Okay. So Enlil is sometimes referred to as the son of Enki and Ninki, while Enki, the god of wisdom, is established as the twin brother of Ishkur, which would make him obviously another son of Enlil, which he is not. Uh, okay, what the heck? I don't even know what they're saying. Um, blah blah blah. Worship of Enlil dates from the early dynastic period 1 in Nippur and firmly from the time of the Akkadian Empire down until he was absorbed and assimilated into the god Marduk during the reign of Hammurabi of Babylon. Even after that time, however, he continued to be widely honored throughout Mesopotamia, and so it is not surprising that different stories from um, where was I? That different stories from different regions and various eras should depict him with different characteristics and details. It's one of the oldest gods, counting as one of the seven divine powers. Anu, Enki, Enlil, Inanna, Nana, Ninhuras, Ninhursag, Utu Shamash, Utu Shamash. His importance as the supreme god for thousands of years is reflected in the roles he plays in Mesopotamian myths, and his epithet Nunamner thought to mean he who is respected. Okay. Let's see. I don't know what that's called. Talking about romance. Um. Okay. So this is interesting. Um. I know Marduk from the Enuma Elish because I tried to read that one time and failed miserably. Enlil continued to be worshipped up through the reign of Hammurabi when the Babylonian god Marduk became supreme. Oh, son of Enki. Okay. Marduk, hero of the Enuma Elish, was represented as defeating the forces of chaos, creating human beings and the earth we lived on, establishing law and agriculture. The most important qualities of Enlil were absorbed into Marduk, who then became king of the gods, not only for the Babylonians, but as the son of Assur of the Assyrians. Hmm, okay, so let's get into the actual nitty gritty here. Um, wait, what is this? Why didn't? Okay, so yeah. Well, was Enlil good or evil? Says kings regarded Enlil as a. Okay, let's go here. Enlil's significant deity in Mesopotamian mythology had a multifaceted nature that reflects both benevolence and formidable power. Um, Enlil is described as so glorious that other gods could not directly gaze upon him. So Enlil's duality is evident in his role as a stern and harsh deity. He sounds like Saturn. He held the tablets of destiny, which bestowed great power over the universe and mankind. Okay. He is responsible for sending the Great Flood to destroy humanity in the poem Atrahasis. Okay. Why did Enlil send a flood to exterminate? Obviously, but why does he want to exterminate us? Who made too much noise and prevented him from sleeping? Oh, so he's Beerus. Oh, says Enki risked Enlil's anger and saved humanity by warning a man. Okay, so that's Noah. They literally, um, they got spark notes for the Emerald tablets. Hmm. Who is EA? Wait, these can't all be the same person. Okay, this is getting confusing. Begotten of Anu. Okay. What does begotten mean? Bro, I don't know what begotten means. Like born? Oh, okay. So yeah, born. Okay. Sometimes known as Inky or Enlil. Okay. Was EA Inky or Enlil? He can't be both. Lord of Earth. Okay, so he's Inky. EA is Inky. I'm gonna do a separate video on Inky. Okay, so Enlil, Lord of the Air and Earth, Guardian of the Tablet of Destinies. Okay, where's the Tablet of Destinies? I really don't like using Wikipedia. Okay. Tablet of Destinies was a envisaged. What the heck does that mean? Contemplate or conceive. The Rome Treaty envisaged free movement across frontiers. Okay. Um. So Tablet of Destiny is envisaged as a clay tablet inscribed with cuneiform writing, also impressed with cylinder seals, which are a permanent legal document conferred upon the god Enlil his supreme authority as ruler of the universe. I thought Anu is ruler of the universe. In the Sumerian poem Ninurta and the Turtle, it is the god Enki rather than Enlil who holds the tablet. It therefore resides with Enki in the Abzu. Both this poem and the Akkadian Anzu poem concern the theft of the tablet by the bird Imdugud, or Anzu, from its original owner. In the end, the tablet is recovered by the god Ninurtu and returned to Enlil. I don't like how they keep swapping out Enki and Enlil. In the Babylonian Enuma Elish, Tiamat bestows this tablet on Kingu when she takes him as her consort and gives him command of her army. The tablet is seized by the god Marduk after his defeat of Kingu. Okay. Um, so it says humans at this time had long lives, multiplied rapidly, and Enlil, the chief of the gods, was very disturbed by the noise that humans were making and decided to send catastrophes to Earth to reduce the population. And in each catastrophe, the humans begged to Enki to teach them what to do to survive. Enlil then resolved to send a great flood to wipe out humanity once and for all, and as Enki was unaware to thwart Enlil's plans, he descended to Earth to save Atrahasis, whom he considered a just man. Enki ordered and instructed Atrahasis to build an ark to save himself from Enlil's wrath, and all other humans were destroyed in the flood. After the flood, Enlil suggested creating the human being again, but this time with some limitations, such as being less fertile, short-lived, and more vulnerable than the previous race. That wasn't cool. That was not chill. Um, says Zechariah Sitchin thought that modern Homo sapiens were the result of genetic manipulation and that the Anunnaki formed the Sumerians by fusing a hominid's DNA with their own. Okay, we're talking about Nibiru. This looks like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. Okay, let's do this. What powers did Enlil have? As god of the sky, wind, air, and storms, Enlil possesses immense power that can bring both fertility and destruction to the earth. He is believed to play a vital role in the cyclical nature of life, heralding growth and prosperity while also unleashing devastating storms and natural disasters. Hmm. So far, the most interesting thing is that Nippur is Iraq. That's interesting. So what? So nothing. Oh, I didn't know Britannica has a page. Close some tabs here. Close some tabs here. Oh, do they have a page? Oh, you know what? I think it's my. Okay. So sometimes dark mode kind of messes things up for me. Okay, so let's go here. Wait a minute, what is this? Shebat and Leo, ancient city in northern Syria. Huh, that's interesting. All right. God of the atmosphere. Okay, that's different. Member of the tribe of gods. And Leo meant Lord Wind. Okay. Both of the hurricane and the gentle winds of spring were thought of as the breath issuing from his mouth and eventually as his word or command. He is sometimes called Lord of the Air, considered a member of a special class called the Anunnaki. Man, I'll do a different video on the Anunnaki. Let's see. Okay, I already read all this stuff. He created the hoe. Okay. Wow. That means he created you. Watching this, he created you. Um, myth of the creation. Let's see. Broke the hard crust of the earth. Men sprang forth from the opening. Another myth relates Enlil's rape of his consort. Um, yikes. And his subsequent banishment to the underworld. Okay. This myth reflects the agricultural cycle of fertilization, ripening, and winter inactivity. He was eventually replaced by Marduk as the executive of the Babylonian pantheon. Um, he continued to be extolled, however, as high god of Nippur until the end of the second millennium. I already read all of that. Let's see. What is Enlil's symbol? It's really not that much uh, information on him. Let's see. Okay, so this is Enlil right here. So he's got four wings, and he's got a beard, and he's what is that? Is that like a pine cone? Why is he holding a pine cone? Why is he always holding a pine cone? Okay. Let's see. It's not what I clicked on. Couldn't be translated. All right. Well, I tried. So I don't speak Spanish, so I can't. Yeah, there's like no information on this guy. Mm. He separates heaven from earth. So is he God of the Bible? Says Enlil's name comes from the ancient Sumerian En, meaning Lord, and Lil, meaning of which is contentions. Okay. And which has sometimes been interpreted as meaning winds, as the weather phenomenon, making Enlil a weather god, a weather and sky god, Lord Wind, Lord Storm, alternatively as signifying a spirit or phantom, whose presence may be felt as stirring of air or possibly as representing a partial Semitic loan word rather than a Sumerian word at all. Enlil's name is not a genitive construction, suggesting that Enlil was seen as the personification of Lil rather than merely the cause of Lil. Okay, so what does Lil mean? Meaning, so N means Lord, and Lil, the meaning of which is contentious. Says Steinkeller, Peter Steinkeller has written that the meaning of Lil may not actually be a clue to a specific divine domain of Enlil's, whether storm spirits or otherwise, since Enlil may have been a typical universal god without any specific domain. What does Lil mean? It says Enlil's epithets include titles such as the Great Mountain and King of Foreign Lands. Enlil is also sometimes described as a raging storm, a wild bull, or and a merchant. Wild bull is not good. Mesopotamians envisioned him as a creator. Yeah, we already know that. Um, let's see. Sumerians had a complex numerological system in which certain numbers were believed to hold special ritual significance. Within this system, Enlil is associated with the number 50. Okay, that's interesting. Enlil is part of a triad of deities. Yeah, we know that already. These three deities together were the embodiment of all the fixed stars in the night sky. And it was identified with all the stars of the equatorial sky, Enlil with those of the northern sky, and Enki of the southern sky. Interesting. The path of Enlil's celestial orbit was a continuous symmetrical circle around the north celestial pole. Celestial poles are the 2 points in the sky where Earth's axis of rotation indefinitely extended intersects the celestial sphere. So where is that? So so this is America right here, and then perpendicular to orbit. Okay, so this is the celestial I don't know what that is. Celestial equator, orbit direction. Okay, so basically the North Pole. So okay, we're gonna go with the North Pole to not confuse, complicate things. Um, Enlil was associated with the constellation booties. Okay. Latin booties, which comes from Greek herdsman or plowman. Okay, that would make sense because he made the farm tool. All right, let's see. The Netherlands, briefly describes process collection. There's only Namu, primeval, okay, primordial sea, basically. Namu gave birth to An and Kai. An Kai mated with each other, and Kai gave birth to Enlil. Enlil separated from An. Enlil separated An from Kai and carried off the earth as his domain, while An carried off the sky. Enlil marries his mother, and from this union all the plant and animal life on earth is produced. Okay. Enlil and Ninlil is a nearly complete 152-line Sumerian poem describing the affair between Enlil and the goddess Ninlil. And he seduces her, impregnates her, and because of this, he is banished to Ker. Where's Ker? Okay, the Sumerian underworld. Ninlil follows Enlil to the underworld, where he impersonates the man of the gate. Enlil demands to know where Enlil has gone, but Enlil, still impersonating the gate man, refuses to answer. He then seduces her and impregnates her again with the god of death. The same scenario repeats, only this time, Enlil impersonates the man of the river, and he impregnates her again with the god Ninazu. This guy was a menace. Um, she needs to learn how to just like lead. Like, bro, she was what kind of story is that? Okay, so just primarily a genealogical myth invented to explain the origins of the moon god Nana, which as well as the various gods of the underworld. Okay, so I just got one more article here. So I'm just gonna read this and then I'm gonna be done with it. So in this article, they're basically saying that Enlil is not Yahweh. Um, and this is like a whole Zechariah Sitchin thing. I'm just gonna kind of skim through it. It says for the Sitchian school of thought, the great gods of antiquity were nothing more or and less than alien astronauts who came to Earth in primordial times, and their arrival on our planet was the origin of ancient polytheistic religion. Sitchin soon became aware that there exist many exact parallels between the distinct divine pantheons of ancient civilizations and began to identify the origins of each god. Okay, so here he's basically saying Heavenly Prince and Deity of Wisdom Enki is uh, identical to Ea, Ptah, Poseidon, um, the biblical serpent, and then they say Marduk is synonymous to Bel, Amun Ra, Murdoch, and apparently, um, so this part's weird. It says, and the Lord of Secrets of the Tree of Life, um, Ningishzida is equivalent to Thoth and Hermes. So I've never heard of this guy, Ningishzida. So that's Thoth and Hermes, okay? And then he says his claim, Now he was trying to say that Enlil is Yahweh. Okay, so apparently that's not true. Says some random guy on the internet. So says claiming that Enlil is identical to Yahweh without any willingness to question the theological conclusions of this perspective. Okay, so if he's not Yahweh, then who is he? Didn't Yahweh start the flood though? That would make sense. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So, who is Enlil synonymous with? In Egyptian mythology? All right, it's really hard to find information on this topic. Um, and this article is dumb long. Okay, so he's saying that Inky. Okay, so he's saying Yahweh doesn't exist. After many decades, distance themselves from religious lies. Became popular in the 60s, choosing the current domain. On newists, corrupted and distorted true nature, divine kind of conflict. That's the kind of conflict we can collaborate. That would be blamed for all the evil acts of his father. For the worst decisions will be a vehicle for distortion. Others would follow suit. Problem is that too many people don't do research into how they self-apprehend. Manipulate by unique mischief, falsehood, ghosts, and confusion. Hmm. So if If Enlil is not Yahweh, then who is Enlil? It says in Semitic religion, El, just like his Greek equivalent Kronos, was associated with the planet Saturn. The blood-curdling truth is that Judaism has always been a cult of Saturn from the beginning. I heard that before. That's why they worship on Saturday. The say that's not blood curdling. That's pretty obvious. The sacred day of is Saturday. Okay, yeah, this is what he's saying right here. Why? How is that the biggest secret of Judaism? It says sky god Anu was associated with planets Mars and Saturn. Anu was a violent usurper who defeated his predecessor Alalu in struggle for the kingdom of heaven. Song of Moses. The underlying text, some parts of the biblical Deuteronomy, one of the few pre-exile Hebrew texts found among the Dead Sea Scrolls. God of Israel, not as the high God of sharing nations. This guy just contradicted himself. In other words, in earlier texts of Hebrew religion, El Yahweh presents himself as one of the junior gods subordinate to the primeval god Elyon. So what like basically he is Yahweh then. And then Anu is Elyon. Enlil Anu. Says Enlil is Baal in Semitic pantheon. Wait, what? Wait, Baal is Zeus? Yikes! I didn't know that. Bible presented as a false god of the foreign heathens, slandered as a perverse idol. Let's see, Lord of the Flies. Ugh, hated that movie. Proposed the possibility of corruption of the land town. Lord of the high places, similar to Enlil, Lord of the air. Okay, okay, this is actually he's making a good argument right here. Um, sacrificing Christianity is signed with Prince of Demons. Very typical. God's culture, human beings, Holocaust, firstborn sons, the bloodthirsty tyrant who is practically demonic. He keeps his son, same crime, but the first one as an end. And our enemy's son was defamed unjustly by his depraved father in the Bible because he finally posterity joined Inky, great serpent of the divine science. Ooh, this is kind of wild. I might have to make a part 2 to this. I might have to do some more research and make a part 2 to this because this is a bag of worms right here. I'm gonna post the link to this art. I mean, it's in. You can see it at the top of the screen. I don't even think I need to post the link to this, but yeah, this is wild. He's actually making a good argument. So I'm actually going to probably make a repository on GitHub, and then I'm just gonna put the text to this just in case it gets taken down. And yeah, I'll put the link to that in the description. But he's got the summary here. And Enlil is not Yahweh, but this guy, I'm not going to say the name, the God who's later slandered and denigrated by the people of Yahweh in their accursed Bible, became bitter enemies with the Father, and now allied with Inkites in the great cosmic struggle. Enlil is a great warrior of God and defender of the human race who doesn't tolerate evil deeds of his crazed father. And Irenaeus' claim that Enlil is the Sumerian precursor of Yahweh is an onus lie that has been exposed. Enlil became aware of the depravity of his father and joined Enki in several millennia ago. Now Enlil is beside his noble half-brother and fights against the cosmic evil as a great liberator of humanity. Well, on that note, I will end this video, and I'm gonna have to make a part 2 at some point, I guess. That's all I got for now.